So a lot of my subscribers have been asking me to do a Dallas Cowboys realistic 10-year rebuild. So of course, that is what I'm here to do. Ask and you shall receive. Let's see if we can get 50 likes on this video. I would really appreciate that, but not going to waste any more time just jumping straight into this video. I like the Cowboys. I'm not your typical Cowboys hater who's going to be like, oh, I hate the Cowboys because they're the America's team. I like the location. Dallas, cool. No state income tax. You gotta, I think the logo's cool. I think the colors are cool. I like the stadium. I overall like the Cowboys. What I don't like is whenever I hear someone say that Dak Prescott is a top 5 QB. Absolutely not. Like, if you want to argue top 10, sure, have at it. Is he worth an X factor in Madden? No, not at all. If you want to argue superstar, that's fine. Star seems reasonable to me. X factor is atrocious to me, and it's ridiculous that people will be like, oh, well, Dak Prescott's significantly better than Aaron Rodgers, and he's better than Justin Herbert. No, he's not. I'm not trying to be a typical Dak hater, but be realistic here, Cowboys fans. Is Dak Prescott an X factor? Is he a top 5 QB? No, he's not. I'm sure I'm going to get plenty of dislikes on this video off the rip. I don't care. It's just my personal opinion. I'm not going to shut down my own personal opinion just so that way someone can get, just so that way I can get 1 or 2 more extra likes on the video. I don't care. I'm going to be real with you guys. That's what I always bring to the channel. I'm being real. I'm fine with Dak Prescott. I'm just not okay with people calling him top 5. I got to get that off my chest. Next, Tony Pollard. Great running back. I think Zeke was a good running back, but not for his price. He was being overpaid. And then Ronald Jones is not a bad 2 to sign. CeeDee Lamb, he is very, very good. Honestly, I think he deserves an X factor, but of course, EA will never update their rosters until you buy their next game. Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks was not a bad bring-in for a 5th round pick. Schoonmaker was not a bad pick either to replace Dalton Schultz. Great offensive line when Smith is actually healthy. Is it Troy Smith or is it Tyron? Not bad. Not Troy Smith. Tyron Smith. I forget his name because he's almost never on the field. But Tyler Smith, not a bad pick either. Isn't he supposed to be a left tackle? He is. So I'm going to officially move him to right tackle so that way he can develop there. Throughout the rest of this rebuild, really sucks not having an offensive lineman with at least star dev because it's really hard to earn a development on a lineman. And Dak Prescott, a lot of you guys may be like, oh, well, since you don't like Dak Prescott so bad, why don't you trade him? Again, I don't have necessarily a problem with him, just X Factor is crazy. Also, there is a no trade clause in Dak Prescott's contract in real life, so realistically, I wouldn't be able to trade him, and I'm not going to cut him with over $100 million left on his cap with 3 years. So definitely not going to do that. He has an interest with the team. We're going to see how he plays. If he plays well in Madden, I'm going to re-sign him. That's the simplicity of it. Defensively, Micah Parsons is a freak in real life, and God, he is broken in Madden. Like, I see this dude put up over 40 sacks in some. I'm not exaggerating. Go look at my previous Cowboys rebuilds. Dude's putting up 40 sacks in a season. It's literally broken. That should be impossible to do. Stephon Gilmore, great bring in. Trayvon Diggs as well. DeMarcus Lawrence, Leighton Vander Esch. I honestly think he peaked his rookie season. Hopefully he can come back. But Overshown, I think, was also a good pick. DeMarvin Overshown. I think you picked him in the 3rd round, if not the 4th round. I think he was a 3rd round pick in my opinion, but I think that was not a bad pick either. Going to move him to right outside linebacker so he gets a chance. Got a lot of depth at safety here with the Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson, J-Ron Curse. Mozzie Smith as well, I almost forgot about here. I want to make sure I give him star dev because unfortunately, whenever you implement rookies on rosters, you cannot change the development. So I'm going to do that, and also he's not superstar. 5-year contract because he's a 1st round pick. Star dev, and we're going to continue to defense. Mozzie Smith is going to be the starter. I want him to hopefully get Rookie of the Year, so I want to move him all the way up. I don't want J-Ron Curse being a sub linebacker, but we're just going to deal with that for now. But anyways, guys, apart from that, let's move into year 1 of this Dallas Cowboys 10-year rebuild. Here we are at the midseason mark because we are 7-0 top of the division. Dak seems to be doing pretty good, so I am going to keep him. Players ready to negotiate. I mean, unless his stats are terrible. Tony Pollard, we're a negative 7.8 million. Now, I'm going to make sure I do this right because there's always that one commenter. I'm not hating on you, but there's always one. Anytime I go to team salaries, they get furious with me. They get so angry. They're just like, why don't you just look at the cap penalty in NFL rosters here? I'm doing it right now. Cap penalty. All these guys really aren't even worth cutting for the money that I'm going to save. How about savings? Like actual savings? Nah, I wish it would include the penalty with it. Jordan Lewis, I really don't need that bad. All these guys have pretty low contracts. I know Dak, his contract is about to jump from 20 million to 40 million a year. So I'm really going to be in the gutter here. And I might just do scouting national focus for running back. Actually, I'll do it for safety. I don't really like Malik Hooker or Jaron Kearse or the other safety you have. Donovan Wilson. Players ready to negotiate. Tony Pollard, Terrence Steele, I wouldn't mind either. Yeah, those guys are just going to have to walk. I have negative 7.8 million. Choose a draft class. I'm going to keep auto-generated rookies. Yes, I could load in the 2024 draft class, but you never know who's going to be good and who's going to be bad unless, of course, they're like Heisman winners. But anyways, let's move into the playoffs. And here we are, 15-2, top of the division. Is honestly crazy. I literally just switched to the Kansas City defense and maybe adjusted a few playbooks. Dak Prescott looks amazing, so I'm going to keep him. If he's getting second in the league for league MVP, hey, Madden Dak Prescott, I'm all for it. If Dak Prescott can somehow be second in the league for him and second in the race for league MVP and go 15-2 in a season, absolutely. Best offense in the NFL, and defensively, what do we got? Best defense in the NFL, 5,200 yards, 36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 110 pass rating. Amazing year, honestly. Tony Pollard, 1,100 yards, 4.1 per carry, 20 touchdowns is a great year, and only 1 fumble the entire year. Michael Gallup, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns is crazy. Luke Schoonmaker, the rookie, 10 touchdowns, 1,300 yards, 123 receptions. Definitely star dev off rip. CeeDee Lamb, only 2 touchdowns is kind of disappointing. 1,000 yards. Brandon Cooks having a solid season as well. Defensively, Leighton Vander Esch, 114 tackles for a loss, 22 for Micah Parsons sacks. This is what I'm talking about. 28.5. Like, EA, like, I know it's cool to see this, but realistically, is someone getting 28.5 sacks in a season? Maybe if we have, like, TJ Watt combined with Nick Bosa and Aaron Donald in one player, which is not humanly possible. DeMarcus Lawrence, 19.5 sacks, interceptions, 3 for Stephon Gilmore. Safeties is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. NFL records... Like, let's see this shit, bro. It's absolutely atrocious. Defensive sacks... Beating Nick Bosa in simulation. In simulation, he had 24 because this is 2022 year. Yeah. Michael Strahan had 22.5. TJ Watt had 22.5. A lot of people had 22.5. Dude just obliterates the record by 6 whole sacks in a single season. No sweat. And he's not even at 99 yet. But let's see what we got for the divisional round to see if we can win the Super Bowl year 1. And 15-2 versus 9-8. We're 6 overalls higher than the Giants. They have an X Factor Barkley, but that's really about it. We're going to beat them 31-24. It's year 1. We're here to face the 81 overall 8-9 Packers. I'm not even going to hop into the conference championship. This team's going to be crazy. And we're already in the Super Bowl year 1. Not really much of a rebuild. You're to face the Dolphins. I highly doubt Tua would make it to the Super Bowl the very next year. I know Dolphins fans are going to come for my head in the next few seconds, but it's just an opinion. Schoonmaker goes from normal to superstar, which is amazing. Michael Gallup gets superstar. That's awesome to see. Really, Tony Pollard with 20 touchdowns doesn't get superstar. I mean, I'm not going to be able to re-sign him. Overshown gets star dev. That's huge. DeMarcus Lawrence gets superstar. That's sick. Mozzie Smith doesn't go up, and Micah Parsons is now a 99 overall X Factor. No surprise. Let's see if we can beat the Miami Dolphins in year 1 to already cap off a 10-year rebuild. Here we are against the Miami Dolphins as it is a 3-0 start. Okay, 7-3 now. Come on, offense. 14-3. I mean, we have the best offense, best defense in the league. This should be wipes really, really quickly. 21-10 in the third quarter. I only run 6-minute quarters because I'm not willing to sit here for a long simulation. But 28-17, 23-28. Kind of made a comeback. Wasn't enough. We already win the Super Bowl year 1. Yeah, that just goes to show you how overpowered Dak Prescott is. The Cowboys' offensive playbook is really, really good, especially with the multiple zone run. You run Dallas offense, multiple zone run, you're probably going to have a good offense, especially if you have a good tight end and a solid running back, which is what we do have. Dak Prescott, and of course, as you saw from the stats, Michael Parsons is broken. Let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is. Your Super Bowl MVP, what a surprise, Micah Parsons. League MVP is Joe Burrow. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. Should have honestly won League MVP for getting 28.5 sacks in a season. But did he even get in like contention for it? Was he even in top 10? Like realistically, he should be. Is he there? No, not really. That's Teddy Bridgewater as the starter for the Packers too. Interesting. ridiculous, but we've already seen the team upgrades. Let's get to the re-signings. In the NFC East, nobody retires. That's fine, of course. We're Super Bowl champions. Even DeMarcus Lawrence retiring would be kind of good and bad. We suddenly have 20 million. I don't know why. I guess some people just, I don't know why that does that in Madden. But anyways, we have 20 million. I'm not complaining. Tony Pollard, please resign. And he doesn't want to. Okay. Yeah, nobody here I really want. I'm going to tag Tony Pollard, 8 million. That's fine with me. I'm not going to really sign anyone else there. Only have 12 million, but I'm about to start paying Dak Prescott 15 million a year, so I can't risk losing any more salary cap than I already have, which really isn't that much, which is 11 million. So let's move into the draft. In the first round at pick 32, I'm picking up a right guard who I'm going to move to left guard. Kyle Murray out of Auburn, 6'5", 311, hidden dev, 87 strength, 76 jumping at being 311 pounds, actually pretty good. 82 acceleration, pretty solid skills across the board, and he was pretty good for pick 32. Now, this is the team moving into year number 2. It's really unfortunate that I didn't lock up Tony Pollard's contract whenever I had the chance. I probably should have just given him a little bit more bonus to secure that. I'm going to move my other guard that I picked in the first round, Murray, who's already a 76, which is a great start, to officially left guard, so Zach Martin, 99 overall, can start at right guard. And yeah, team's looking pretty good. I'm honestly fine with our receivers. Dugazua, this guy Donald I picked up in the second round. He's honestly not that bad either. 75, just doesn't have the dev, and I forgot to pick a safety. I'm not gonna lie, I just completely neglected that. So we're gonna have to try to do that again. And Overshown, gonna move to sub, a linebacker 2. And Curse, really, do I really need Curse here? Like, he's just wasting his time here. He's 29. Realistically, I'm going to get like a 4th round pick for this guy if anyone has interest. Since nobody has high interest, realistically, I'm getting like a 5th round pick for this guy. So 5th round pick to the Texans for J-Ron Curse. So he's going to start there somewhere, probably over Jalen Petrie for a couple seasons. I just don't want him on my team if I'm going to have to deal with that. It's not really like a big deal. It's like, I just don't want him constantly taking over my depth chart, which is going to be really, really annoying, especially later on. Everything else, yeah, once again, looks good. We basically, actually literally have the same team as last season, so we should win the Super Bowl again, theoretically. But let's move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark. Once again, 7-0, top of the division. We're just gonna dominate with the Cowboys. They're so broken in Madden. And again, I'm just gonna go safety. I don't even know why I bothered clicking anything, but it is what it is. Hope you guys are enjoying the video if you have made it this far. Some of you Cowboys fans have probably already clicked off because of what I said from Dak Prescott, but it doesn't matter because Dak Prescott's here and he's here to stay probably because of his baller season. CD's nuts. I'm going to do a 7-year deal with him, keep him for basically the rest of the rebuild. He resigns. I mean, since there's no injury here, Tyron Smith, sure, another 2-year deal I'll be fine with. Tony Pollard, please just actually sign the contract this time. No, I'm not considering it at this moment. Screw you, Tony Pollard. Trayvon Diggs, I'll do a 7-year deal with him as well. He resigns. Stephon Gilmore, I'm going to wait till he regresses. I'm going to wait on Leighton Vander Esch too because he's about to turn 28. And I really want Tony. I would rather have Tony Pollard than Leighton Vander Esch here, if I'm being realistic. Everyone else here can walk. This is really good because we're historic champions and we have no state income tax, so a lot of people actually want to play for our team, which is big factors in Madden re-signing. So anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 14-3. Dang it, dude. We went down 1 loss. It's Dak's fault. I'm blaming Dak. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, coming off a loss to the Giants, it's Dak's fault. That's the reason why we lost. I'm kidding. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Dak Prescott. That's league MVP. That's got to be league MVP. Yeah, come on. Yeah, no, it's still his fault. It's still his fault that we went 14-3, not 17-0. For sure. No. 3rd best offense in the NFL. And the fourth best? I was about to say 4th. No, 1st best defense. I didn't even see it yet. But 5,100 yards, 47 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions is crazy. I think the lowest amount of interceptions I've seen is like Patrick Mahomes with like 53 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. And he still didn't win league MVP because he had like I think he had like 4,800 yards, and his pass rating was like a 102 for some reason. But pass rating 115 for Dak Prescott, that was kind of off topic, but it was crazy. Just had to mention it. Tony Pollard, only 12 touchdowns this time, 4.1 per carry. Honestly, similar average. I think the exact same average, very similar yards, but 8 less touchdowns this season. Brandon Cooks, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. That's superstar dev. CeeDee Lamb, 8 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Schoonmaker, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. Michael Gallup, 7 touchdowns and 1,100 yards. Great ball distribution. Schoonmaker might get X Factor, which is really crazy after 2 seasons from being normal dev. Leighton Vander Esch, 127 tackles for a loss. 25 for DeMarcus Lawrence. Sacks, 24 from Micah Parsons. 22.5 for DeMarcus Lawrence as well. Like, like DeMarcus Lawrence had an amazing season. He's tying real life records here, but it's just being outshadowed by Micah Parsons. Interceptions, 3 for Trayvon Diggs, safeties on the team, 1 for DeMarcus Lawrence, 1 for Mozzie Smith, which is surprising, and once again, 0 defensive touchdowns. So DeMarcus Lawrence is going to get X Factor. If he doesn't get it, I'm going to do it. He's tying real life records. Like, no reason why he shouldn't get it. Also, didn't he have like 14 sacks in the previous season, something like that? Here to face the 10-7 San Francisco 49ers. They could actually beat us. They're an 88 overall team. We're an 89. I wouldn't be surprised here. And we do lose. The Niners are actually pretty good in simulation, so I'm not really too upset about that. 28-26. Let's move into the offseason. And the Niners beat the Bills in the Super Bowl, and the Bills are 0-5 in Super Bowls now. Dak Prescott wins the league MVP. Mike McCarthy wins the Coach of the Year. DeMarcus Lawrence what? Huh? Why does DeMarcus Lawrence win it whenever Michael Parsons had 1.5 sacks more? I'm confused. I'm very confused. Did he just have more tackles for a loss? I mean, congrats to him, but like, did he just have like more tackles for a loss? 25 tackles for a loss is what probably did it. And then Micah Parsons probably had just like a little bit less or something like that. I didn't really look into it that hard. Yeah, 17. So I guess you could argue. That. Sure. If you want to argue that, that's fine. I'm not really going to throw a fit about it. Schoonmaker already has X Factor. That's baller. Murray has Star Dev. Tony Pollard still stays this. Okay, Brandon Cooks just had 1,300 yards and 16 touchdowns. 16 touchdowns in a season. Like, come on. Like, at least give him superstar. You can't even negotiate with me with that. Like, Schoonmaker had less yards and like 11 touchdowns, while Brandon Cooks had more yards and 16 touchdowns. Like, a little bit more yards, not by a long shot though. Jordan Lewis gets star dev. That's cool. And apart from that, team's still looking baller. Let's move into the re-signings. And with the retirements, no Cowboys here. Bobby Wagner on the Eagles. Interesting. Okay, I guess. But they didn't really seem to do much considering they went 6-11. Players ready to negotiate. Tony Pollard, I'm not going to do 5 years anymore. I'll just heavily increase your bonus. Just sign, dude. Thank you, finally. Stephon Gilmore, I'll do another 1-year season. Slowly work down your contract as you regress. Which sounds really sad, but you know what I mean. Leighton Vander Esch, I'll do 3 years and increase his bonus. He wants to play for a new team. How much does it take to tag you? $20 million? Can I tag and trade? He's an 85. He's 28. I feel like it would be fair to tag and trade. Jordan Lewis, he's already 29. Honestly, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to tag and trade Leighton Vander Esch. If he doesn't want to play here, I'm not going to lose the value on him. I kind of want him back on the team. But if he doesn't want to play here after, he's already 28. I don't want to give him a 4-year deal. He probably will regress below an 80 within the next 2 or 3 years. So let's move to the draft. In the draft, I'm now trading away Leighton Vander Esch to the Cardinals for a next year's 2nd-round pick and a next year's 6th-round pick as well. I feel like I could have definitely gotten a 1st-round pick for him, but I feel like that would just be too cheesy for a 28-year-old linebacker. So next year's 2 and a next year's 6 doesn't seem too bad to me. In the 1st round, I'm picking up strong safety Kari Truman. There was a projected 1st-round safety on the board, but this guy was projected round 2. But he just looked better. His athleticism is better. A, awareness. B's across the board. Like, he looked good. Only normal dev is kind of upsetting, but hopefully we can develop him. Now, this is the team going into year 3. I should have picked up a center maybe, but it's fine. We got our safety. And I also drafted a linebacker, Clifford, in the 2nd round. 73 overall, not that bad. Whoever Moss is apparently a star dev. He's 63 though, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to really develop him in time for him to really do anything. But sure, I'll make him 2nd string here. Truman's a 76, which is a really good overall. It's just unfortunate that he didn't get a dev. And yeah, even my dogs don't like the fact that he has normal dev. Donovan Wilson, I'm going to be moving to free safety because I let go Malik Hooker. So he's going to move over to free safety, of course, as I just repeat myself. And team looks pretty good. Like what we got once again. Again, it's just another Super Bowl winning team. Dak Prescott just won a league MVP. He started this rebuild as an 81. Now he's an 83. I hate that. If you win league MVP, you should be at least a 90 overall. Like, literally like the next season. I don't know what this is. I mean, I guess it's because he's regressing because QB regression starts at 31. But like an 83 after winning the league MVP seems kind of stupid to me. I'm not going to force it though, because I'd be sitting here adjusting the awareness forever. But anyways, let's see the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark because we were 2-5. Okay. Dak Prescott was like, yeah, I'm not going to play my contract year. Hopefully he comes back from this. You know what that means? Scouting national focus is going to be quarterback. You're on the hot seat, Dak. No, I'm not going to do that. He just won a league MVP for us. I mean, losing Leighton Vander Esch was probably a big blow. Clifford is probably pretty good, actually. And what should I do, really? I think maybe having another defensive back would not be a bad problem to have. And also, our receivers are kind of getting old. I want to make sure Clifford is at my sub linebacker. I don't think I checked the specialist for the players either. I want to make sure he is there. He's not. Truman's at my sub linebacker when he shouldn't be. And he's at my slot DB. Why? Okay, he's a slot DB, a safety, and a linebacker all in one. Okay, what a versatile pick. Sure. I guess Clifford, I can't even move there because Clark is in the way, but I guess it is what it is, you know? Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. We are going to have Micah Parsons. Take all the money you want. Good thing you're interested. 7-year deal. He resigns. And we have 124 million. Damn. Zach Martin. I'll do another. I mean, you're 97. I'll do 3 years with you. That's fine with me. Spread out the contract a little bit more. DeMarcus Lawrence. I'll do 2 years. This seems fair to me. I'll resign on that. Brandon Cooks has been doing really well with us. He's actually improved despite supposed to being in regression. I'll do 2 years, increase the bonus, and he resigns. Stephon Gilmore, again, I'm just going to wait till the end of the season to see how far you regress. Dak Prescott, I honestly don't know, like, because the team's 2-5 right now. I'm not going to completely blame Dak Prescott. This isn't a bad contract. Honestly, I mean, $30 million a year for 2 years. Like, it's a 2-year contract. I'll sign this, actually. I'm not going to be picky with him. He has a high interest in the team. I don't want him to lose that interest and want him at the end of the season. And let's say he is the problem on the team and suddenly he's just not good anymore just because he's getting older or whatever. It's a 2-year contract. It's really not that bad. It's not that big of a deal either. Odugaziwa, I don't really mind. Yeah, 2 years is sick with me. I'm cool with that. So Donovan Wilson, I'm not really interested in. I guess I'm not going to have to get another safety. Hopefully I can draft one with a dev this time. Anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 11-6, top of the division. So what a comeback on the season, coming off a win 21-28 to the Saints. Dak Prescott's still doing pretty good. I'm glad I re-signed him. 13th best offense in the NFL, 9th best defense. 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 112 pass rating. That's still a great season. Tony Pollard, 17 touchdowns, 4.1 per carry. I swear, he literally, every single season, I think that might have been the exact same yards and the exact same average as the previous season. 17 touchdowns, only 2 fumbles. Receiving-wise, Schoonmaker's just a baller. 106 receptions, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks still doing pretty good. Michael Gallup, 2 yards shy of 1,000 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 10 touchdowns, not even 1,000 yards, though. It was a little bit disappointing for being like a 95 overall. Overshown 121 tackles for a loss. 20 for Micah Parsons, sacks. 20 for Micah Parsons. Literally throughout this rebuild, his sacks have been 28, 24, and 20. He's just casually averaging 20 sacks a season. Well, technically over that if you take the other ones, add them, then divide by 3. But DeMarcus Lawrence, 13.5 sacks, still a good season. He's just being, again, shadowed out by Micah Parsons. Stephon Gilmore, 14 interceptions, safety, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Let's see if we can beat the Philadelphia Eagles, who weren't they like 6-11 the previous season? They're in the playoffs now. Beat them 25-24. Here to face the 11-6, not Philadelphia Eagles, Atlanta Falcons, who apparently have a higher seed than us. They're an 82 overall. We're an 86 overall. 6 overalls higher. Let's see what we got. Quick maths with me. And here we are to face our divisional rivals, the New York Giants. They're 9-8, third in the division. We're 3 overalls higher than them in the conference championship. Let's hop into this conference championship game in year 3. Here we are against the New York Giants. 3-0 start for them. I guess we got a safety. 3-9, a 10 to... Okay, this is sporadic really quickly, but it's going to be 22-10, 23-10 at halftime, 26-10 now, 29-10. Wow, that defense is locking, bro, and that offense turns it on finally. It's too far out of reach for the Giants. They're not going to do anything here. 43-17, humiliating our division rivals in the conference championship. That's what I like to see. Let's move in to the Super Bowl. Also, Dak Prescott, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns to no interceptions, 133 pass rating, baller game. Here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 82 overall 9-8 Miami Dolphins. What's up with all these 9-8 teams? 9-8 Eagles, 9-8 Giants, 9-8 Dolphins. Oh yeah, we're facing the Dolphins again. We beat them the last time in year 1. So what do we got upgrades wise? Nothing offensively. Defensively, Clifford does not get an upgrade, which sucks, but Damone Clark, is it Damone Clark or Damon Clark? Whatever. Clark gets started as he is only 24 years old, so that's nice to see. Maybe a different linebacker just because of the development trait problem. And, oh, Truman gets star dev. That's awesome to see, and especially since he was literally playing every position, linebacker, slot corner, and starting strong safety. So that was a good pick now that he has the star dev. You always want to make sure your rookies are starting in all the specialist positions so that way they can get Rookie of the Year or something. But let's see if we can beat the Dolphins once again in the Super Bowl to get our second Super Bowl win of this rebuild. Here we are against the Miami Dolphins as it is 0-0-0-3 now. First quarter, end of the first quarter is 0-3. Low scoring game, 3-3 now. 3-6. Come on, offense. I guess they got a safety on us. 5-6. Playing baseball. What is happening? In the third quarter, 11-6. Bro, finally we get a touchdown. Holy crap. 11-14. 17-14, 21-17, 28-17. Finally, our offense turned it on in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. 28-17, once again beating the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. And we're only in year 3, and we already have 2 Super Bowl wins. So this is just a clean 10-year rebuild. Let's move in to your Super Bowl MVP. Your Super Bowl MVP is Michael Gallup and Mason Barton, NFL MVP for the Buccaneers. Must be like a year 2 player. The Buccaneers just have an overpowered passing playbook, so I think that's what it is. Chris Godwin wins Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons with 20 sacks doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year. I guess Von Miller somehow got more than 20 sacks in a season. He's breaking records too now. We've already seen the team upgrades. Let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, Tyron Smith retires with another Super Bowl win. He gets 2 rings on his finger. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got. Stephon Gilmore down to an 83, which significantly drops his contract, which is what I wanted. I'll sign him for another year. Donovan Wilson, 80 overall. I'll do a 1 year increase your bonus. How about that? He resigns on that. Kelvin Joseph, no. Everyone else here, no. 48 million. Again, I don't know what I'm going to necessarily do with the contracts I have up and coming. So maybe I'll just see what's there, but I don't want to spend too much money in free agency. In the first round, I'm selecting free safety Shaquille Shelby out of Washington, 90 speed, 86 acceleration, hidden dev this time, 5'11", 212, A man coverage for a safety is kind of crazy. I don't like that he has C to F zone coverage though, but hey, he has star better development, which is what I care about, and he's definitely going to be starting over Donovan Wilson. Glad I only signed him to a 1 year deal. Now, this is the team moving into the next season. I picked up this guy named Pierce in the second round, 73, but normal dev really sucks. See, Tyler Smith is an 85, but having normal dev, again, really sucks. Dak Prescott, he's still an 83. He's putting up good numbers. I might honestly move on because, like, yes, he's putting up good numbers, and I'm going to start him until he starts putting up bad numbers. Once he starts putting up bad numbers, I'm going to bench him. But it's like, he regresses each and every year. He started regression at 31. Now he's 32. He's still an 83. He's not progressing, but he's not regressing. He's just flatlining right now. And eventually that flat line is going to turn into a decline, which is a really, really bad thing for the franchise. I have 6 more years. I want to have a good quarterback for 6 more years. So in this upcoming draft, I'm probably going to draft a quarterback, but that doesn't mean I'm going to bench Dak. I'm going to bench Dak once he stops putting up numbers. That's the deal with Dak. Ward, I guess the AI drafted this guy. I guess the AI can just draft anyone over me. Shelby is going to be the starter. Ward sure is just going to be depth. And, yeah, team looks fine. Donald Smith. I picked up this guy in the second round. He's already 79 with the boost, so he was a good pick. Just no dev again, which is really, really annoying. Either I'm amazing with picking devs or not at all. Shelby, you know, he's going to be the slot DB and the starting safety, so that way same thing can happen to this guy, like I get a development trade upgrade. Hopefully he can get superstar dev or higher, which would be sick. But anyways, let's move into the 4th season and the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark. We are 3-4, third in the division, but remember what happened last season? We were 2-5, came back 11-6, made it to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl. So scouting national focus, it is going to be quarterback. That's what I'm going to take here. Even though it's not a strength of the class, I'm just going to look at it and see what we got coming off a loss to the Raiders. Weekly awards, I know everyone's going to be like, oh, well, you're giving up on Dak Prescott too early. Really not. DeMarcus Lawrence had 7 tackles, 4 sacks, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery in the previous game. He had 4 sacks, and we still lost. Okay. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. Tyler Smith, I would like back for the rest of the rebuild. I'm honestly, even if he has normal dev, he's an 86 overall. He's probably going to get to a 90 at some point. Stephon Gilmore, again, I'm just going to wait for your overall to go down. Donovan Wilson, I just replaced you. Domain Clark or Domain, I don't care. Clark. Clark is his name. 6-year contract is what I'll do with him. And Overshown, definitely want him back as well. Stupid cheap contract, by the way. 6 years with him. I'll re-sign that. Dan Darren Bland. Quite a bland name. 3 years, stupid cheap contract, good depth. I'll take him. Sam Williams, no. Tank Dell is on our team. I guess he just got cut. he got cut at one point, and then AI auto-signed him, but I'm not going to sign him. He's only 74 normal. He obviously didn't pan out in simulation. So let's move into the playoffs. Here we are, 12-5, top of the division. Which is second half of the season comeback once again as we get home field advantage now. And we get it. And the Giants and the Commanders, who we're going to be playing the wild card, are both in the playoffs. Stats and awards, Dak Prescott's probably still putting up numbers. Yeah, he's still putting up a great number. Pass rating kind of sucks. Third best offense in the NFL. First best defense. Nice. 5,100 yards. Oh my God, that's atrocious, dude. 21 interceptions is diabolically bad. No, dude, that is atrociously bad. 94 pass rating, 35 touchdowns, 5,100 yards. I mean, we made the playoffs. So let's say I do draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft. I'm glad I put it as my national scouting focus because this really shows a hard regression going from league MVP 2 seasons ago to 21 interceptions to a 94 pass rating. Ugh. So what's going to happen is I'll probably start him for the first season. It's important to get your quarterback, rookie of the year so he can get superstar dev or higher. If he has normal dev, I'm probably just going to start him so that way I can get him that dev. But, yeah, Dak, if he's still making the playoffs, 12-5, top of the division, I'm probably still going to keep starting him. Tony Pollard, once again, 4.1 per carry, but 1,200 yards this time instead of 1,170 yards extra. 1,250 yards. And 4.1 per carry, 14 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks, 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. He's so old, and he's still putting up great numbers. CeeDee Lamb, 6 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Schoonmaker, 115 receptions, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's amazing. Michael Gallup is really regressing here. Defensively, Overshown, 115 tackles for a loss, 21 for Micah Parsons. Dude. DeMarcus Lawrence getting 26 is also insane. But again, Micah Parsons is like, sure, I'm just going to one-up you in everything you do. 29 is stupid. Their tackles for a loss are amazing too. He's breaking his own records. Interceptions, 3 for Overshown. Safeties, 1 for Shaquille Shelby, the rookie, and DeMarcus Lawrence with 1 safety. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Also, so DeMarcus Lawrence had 3 less sacks. He had 3 less sacks, 1 less tackle for a loss, but he had a safety. So I wonder who's going to get Defensive Player of the Year. It's probably going to be Micah Parsons. Dude, show me this defensive sacks. He just broke his... Nick Bosa and him both tied for breaking the record. Nick Bosa's on the Chiefs? God, I hope I don't play him in the Super Bowl. That is quite ridiculous that he's on the Chiefs now. How did they even afford him? Like $60 million? No, it's like $48 million a year for Patrick Mahomes right now. We lose 38-7 to the Commanders. Only putting up 7 points is atrociously bad. Let's move into the offseason. And the Bengals beat the Seahawks in a close Super Bowl, 31-28. Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl MVP. Mac Jones wins the league MVP. Highly doubt that will ever happen. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. We have our answer now. Let's see the team upgrades. Hopefully Shaquille Shelby got like superstar or something. That would be awesome to see. But Dak Prescott is up to an 84, technically an 82 without his boost, so he's technically regressing. Schoonmaker is up to an 86 without the boost. Defensively, Shelby's a superstar. Let's go. Did Shelby come with that? It feels like calling him he is weird with the last name of Shelby. No, he got the development trait for probably playing in the slot and for playing free safety, so I don't need Donovan Wilson anymore. DeMarcus Lawrence should realistically be a 99, but of course age is going to be a factor, which is stupid. If you win league MVP, you shouldn't be regressing. And they'll be like, here's two XP points for winning league MVP. And you'll be like, okay, I just regressed 4 overalls, but thanks. Let's move in to the player re-signings. In the NFC East, Stephon Gilmore, Lane Johnson, and Andrew Norwell all retire. Stephon Gilmore is tired of me giving him 1-year deals. He's like, all right, I'm done. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. Donovan Wilson, no. Yeah, I don't really want any of the guys. $65 million to spend, and I actually could have some wiggle room here now that I don't have to pay a new quarterback for the next 4 years. So let's move into the free agency. So we got Ronnie Stanley to replace Tyron Smith, Quay Walker as our starting new middle linebacker 1, so our linebacking core is complete. And we got Derek Stingley. I have no idea why the Texans wouldn't re-sign him. 25 years old, young, star dev. Sure, he's mine now. I'll take him. And yeah, let's move in to the NFL draft. So I'm now trading away my first-round pick this year and my first-round pick next year. 2 first-round picks to move up to pick number 4 with the Indianapolis Colts. Toby Summers out of South Carolina just went off the board, and I like Toby Summers. And I liked Emmett Colombo. Also, Colombo is just a tough last name. I just wanted it just for that. Out of Tennessee, he looks great as well. Not as athletic as the other guy, still like elite. The other guy had elites everywhere other than speed maybe. He has A's across the board, 2 B's. Emmett Colombo looks sick, so I'm going to choose him. Emmett Colombo, damn. Okay, I'm going to have to bench Dak Prescott. Because I need Emmett Colombo to get Rookie of the Year so that way he can get out of that dev. The dev is the biggest thing. 90 throw power, solid, 81 speed. How do you have 91 acceleration but 81 speed? He has great skills. He's probably like a 75, 76, but he's going to be our quarterback of the future. In the second round, I finally got a center with a development trait. Daniel Moran out of UCLA. 90 strength is great. Hidden dev, 6'4", 314. In the third round, I'm picking up wide receiver Patrick Bartow out of Ohio State. 6'3", 232, my bad. I was just stuttering there. I mean, yeah, 6'3", 232, big guy, 91 speed, hidden dev. Yeah, he has F catching, F medium route, F deep route. I liked his size, and he had B release, so I was like, screw it. For a third round pick, not bad. Hidden dev, I like it. Now, this is the team moving into year number 5. I believe Colombo is a 73 overall. Bartow is a 69. Nice. Apparently, they picked up this guy named Ross, too. I'll move him up. So, logically, in the NFL, everyone knows that Dak Prescott is on his final year of his contract. He's most likely going to mentor behind Colombo here. Just if he had hidden dev, I would have 100% started Dak Prescott. But I need him to get Rookie of the Year to get that dev. That's the thing. And logically, nobody's willing to trade for Dak Prescott because they know his contract is in the final year. So I'm not going to trade him. I'm not going to cut him. I'm just going to let him quote-unquote mentor behind him, even though he doesn't have the mentor tag. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is for now. Moran is going to be the starter here. Great offensive line, especially with the Ronnie Stanley pickup. Linebacking core looks great. Clifford is a good 2. Ward is a good depth player as a outside linebacker. Derek Stingley, Bland is a good depth. Honestly, really good depth at defensive tackle. Duke Zua, Donald Smith, like really good defensive line. Defense looks amazing. 90 overall team. Colombo, I hope you're really good because the other guy that went to, did he go to the Packers? I want to make sure. I want to see if I missed out really bad by not trading up for Toby Summers. Pretty sure he went to, no, he did not. Oh, yes, he did. Toby Summers, 75 overall. He has star dev or better. So hopefully this isn't anything above star. Okay, I didn't really miss out that much then. I'm not really too upset. And he's also a second string behind Davis Mills for the first year, which is unfortunate for him. But anyways, let's move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 5-2 with Colombo at quarterback as he's getting first in offensive passing game and 4th in points per game. I like me some Colombo, baby. Let's go. I love that last name, Colombo. And he's white too, so I don't really think it makes sense. But let's see what we got for, man, what do I want? Team's honestly stacked. I'm going to do running back just for kicks and giggles because sometimes you can just get an X factor if you scout them good enough. And Tony Pollard is kind of getting old, I think. I think he's like 30. Is he 30? 29? Something like that. He is 29, which really isn't that bad. But it's not the best either. Bartow has star dev. That's fine. But we're going to see what we got for the players ready to negotiate. Dak is on his final contract here, so he's not going to play for us. Schoonmaker, absolutely, I want you back. Damn, were you a 24-year-old rookie? Or did I just sign you? No, I didn't sign you to a short contract. I'll do a 4-year deal with you. You have X Factor, so you probably won't regress that hard. DeMarcus Lawrence, I'll do another 1-year deal with you. Hopefully, he wants to bring the length. Did he just say bring the length down? It was a 1-year contract. You want a half a year with us? What? Mozzie Smith, I'll give you very player-friendly since you kind of don't really want to be here. And he resigns. Kyle Murray. I hate that his name's Kyle. Kyle Murray. God. He's going to resign for another 5 years. I think that should be for the remainder of the rebuild. Michael Gallup does want to be here. He's regressing. He can walk. Dak, I got your replacement. Brandon Cooks. You want to be here. You're always putting up numbers. I'll do 1 more year. Increase the bonus. He resigns on that. And David Keller. My kicker. I forgot. I drafted this guy a long time ago. Yeah, he was actually a pretty good pick. So sure, 5-year deal on a kicker. Why not? Craig Donald is honestly not a bad pick. Odigizua, he's going to be 29. I'll re-sign Craig Donald, honestly, Bryce Robinson, I don't need. The punter, I'll resign since he's probably going to be pretty cheap. He's only a 73 normal dev. So I'm going to resign him probably. But anyways, apart from that, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 12-5, top of the division. Look at the team ranks. They're on the greens. Colombo, baby. He's the future. It don't matter if Dak Prescott won us 2 Super Bowls. It don't matter. Colombo is him. Best offense in the NFL with Colombo. 3rd best defense. Colombo. Where you at? Okay, I'll stop talking. Toby Summers is going to be Colombo's arch nemesis. It's going to be like a whole... I thought it was supposed to be a backup. 48 touchdowns to 15 receptions, that good, but 48 touchdowns, 113 pass rating. It's going to be like a whole anime standoff, bro. Like, hey, we had less interceptions and like 10 less touchdowns and like 10 less pass rating, but hey, don't worry about it. We're not getting Rookie of the Year now that Toby Summers started. But it doesn't matter. Tony Pollard, 19 touchdowns, 4.8 per carry, 1,400 yards. This deserves superstar. This is a great season. Receiving-wise, Brandon Cooks, 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 10 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Schoonmaker, 100 receptions, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Michael Gallup, 5 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Defensively, I hate his name. DeMarvion, or is it DeMarvin? DeMarvion Overshown, 120 tackles. My bad. I'm stuttering because of these retarded names. This is what I'm talking about, dude. 36 sacks. Like, as hype out as I would like to be, it's stupid. It's not fun. It's dumb. Who is getting 36 sacks in a season? Nobody, unless we played like a 25-game season. If we played a 25-game season, every player, especially people named Lamar Jackson, would be dead by the end of the season due to injury. DeMarcus Lawrence, 25 sacks. Amazing season. Michael Parsons says, hey, nice 25 sacks. Let me put up another 11 just to shove it in your face, even though you're like 35 years old and 87 X Factor. Yeah, why not? I've seen Micah Parsons get like 44 sacks in a season before. It's ridiculous. It's broken. It's stupid. Even though it's something to get hyped about, like, I'm not hyped about it. 36 sacks is illogical. It's stupid. Interceptions, 3 for Shaquille Shelby. Safeties, 1 for DeMarcus Lawrence. Defensive touchdowns, 0. Not DeMarcus Lawrence. Micah Parsons, 36 sacks. Stupid. Unfathomable. Not okay. Whatever word you want to use for it. Let's see who we're going to be facing. In the divisional round, we are going to be facing the 10-7 Chicago Bears, 84 overall. We're at 92. We're 8 overalls higher. Just show me the win. Come on. 20-14. Here we face the 11-6 Seattle Seahawks. The rookie is already in a conference championship in his rookie year. Let's move into it. Here we are against the Seattle Seahawks. 3-0 start for the Seahawks. 3-3 now as we tie it up in the second quarter. 10-3, we get the first touchdown. 17-3. That defense really holding strong. We have the best offense in the NFL. 3rd best defense. Hopefully we get I was about to say hopefully we get to play Toby Summers, but he's also in the NFC and this is the conference championship. But anyways, 19-27, and it looks like Colombo is off to the Super Bowl in year 1. That was the right move to pick Colombo. Tua is on the Seahawks, not going to be good enough. Let's move into the Super Bowl. Here we are to face the 9-8 Raiders. What is up with the 9-8 team just balling out? And I hate playing the Raiders in simulation because Josh Jacobs just eats me alive. Colombo goes to a star dev. Tony Pollard goes to a superstar. I still don't know Ross's dev. That's fine. And defensively, also my center has star dev. That's nice to see. Defensively, anything else other than Micah Parsons being technically 102 overall with his XP points? God. No, nothing else that I see here. Team looks great. Colombo on top. Already better than Toby Summers. We're going to have to compare them by the end of it to see the Hall of Famers. But let's see what we got against the Las Vegas Raiders to see if the Cowboys can get their 3rd Super Bowl. And Dak Prescott will technically get his 3rd ring, even if he's on the bench. Here we are against the Las Vegas Raiders. 6-0 start. I guess they didn't get the PAT, but we did. 7-6 now. 9-7 in the second quarter. 14-9. 16-14. I don't really know how to make the commentary about this any more interesting. Just watch the score. Go crazy. 28-23. Come on, close game. Just, no, what are you doing? Colombo, 35-23. Colombo! The first ever starting rookie QB in a Super Bowl to win it. Let's go! Wearing number 15. I don't know if I like that. Sure, you're the next Patrick Mahomes, but you're white. Let's go, baby! Colombo! The greatest name of all time. They have Pickett as their quarterback? Okay. Let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is. Your Super Bowl MVP is Brandon Cooks. He better retire after that, bro. 3 Super Bowl rings finally. Brandon Cooks' career has been plagued in real life, and he's finally getting 3 Super Bowl rings because he was on the Rams, and then he lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Then he went to the Patriots the next year, then lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, then went to the poverty Texans, and then demanded to be traded at the midseason. Didn't get traded. Now he finally gets traded to the Cowboys, and hey, in simulation, he gets 3 rings and a Super Bowl MVP, so that will probably put him in the Hall of Fame then, if he gets a Super Bowl MVP and 3 rings. But Josh Allen wins the league MVP. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. How does Toby Summers get Rookie of the Year? I understand he had a better statistical season. I just won the Super Bowl with my quarterback, but sure. Colombo is better, whether you like it or not. He's already up to the same overall as Dak Prescott with the boost. It's time to move on from Dak. Sorry, Dak fans. Let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, DeMarcus Lawrence retires with 3 Super Bowl rings. Is that 3 or 4? I don't know. Either way, finished with 25 sacks, still at the peak of his career. Michael Gallup being an 85 at 31, still surprising. He just doesn't want to be here. I'm not going to force him to be here. Dak, we're moving on. Odigizua. No, I have Craig Donald here, who's cheaper, and I can just give him 3 years to be depth player, so that's not bad. Bryce Robinson, I just don't need. Really, wide receiver 4s really don't do anything in Madden, and I have 2 star young rookie receivers ready to play. So let's see what we got. Honestly, in free agency, I don't want anything. I'm just going to save my money for my quarterback because he's probably going to end up costing me $50 million a year anyways. That's how much salary cap we have. So let's move into the draft. In the second round, I'm picking up DB Mello Brothers. Yes, I don't have a first-round pick just because I traded 2 first-round picks to get Colombo. Considering he just won a Super Bowl in his rookie season, definitely worth it. A catching, A press. This is why I took this guy in the second round. He's not bad, but he doesn't have a dev. And here we are after the draft. Colombo no longer has Dak Prescott. Colombo is the man. Brandon Cooks, 81 superstar. I'm really surprised he's still here. How old is this dude? He's 33. Why would you not retire with a ring on your finger and a Super Bowl MVP behind your name, bro? Bartow is going to be a 73, Ross 72. Bartow is probably going to be in the slot. No, I guess not. It's going to be Cooks stealing the show. And defensively, yeah, I forgot about replacing DeMarcus Lawrence. But it doesn't matter because Micah Parsons is going to make up for it by putting 50 sacks in a season. But specialist... see what we got. Walker, Overshown, Bradshaw, Brackett. Cool. I'm cool with all those guys. I want to also get a mentor for my quarterback just because, I mean, technically Dak wasn't a mentor, but you know what I'm saying. Dak, it doesn't really matter. Let's go to Ramondre being here. I kind of want to just sign Ramondre Stevenson. Bridge QB, mentor. Jameis Winston is a mentor. I mean, a mentor for throwing picks. If my interceptions go up from 13, I'm blaming it on Jameis Winston. I'm also signing Ramondre Stevenson because why would you not? Why does he only have normal dev? That is quite interesting that he only has normal dev. But cut 2 players now. I'm going to do that and see what we got from there. Sure, this guy can be cut and this guy can be cut. I'm fine with that. So I don't think I really need to adjust anything. I don't think I adjusted anything before. But anyways, let's move into the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-3 second in the division, coming off a loss to the Eagles, here to face the 4-3 Commanders to take the division in this week, which will be exciting. But of course you won't see it because I'm just going to simulate past it. Sucks to be you. Wide receiver is what I'm going to do for scouting national focus, just because Brandon Cooks is so old. He's going to probably shrivel up mid-game and die. He's only 33. Tony Pollard, I do want back. I just don't want him for 5 years. Again, I'll increase your bonus. Any future deal that interests me. Dude, you're 30 as a running back. You shouldn't even be a 92. Zach Martin went from a 99 to a 92 and he's 36. I'll do another 2-year deal with you. I'm cool with that. He resigns. Ooh, wow. Really? Kerry Truman doesn't want to be here? That is unfortunate. I'm going to force you to be here against your will. Brandon Cooks, I don't know what I do. Like, he's honestly so good for the team, but he's so damn old. I'll wait on that. Clifford is not a bad depth player. He was a second-round pick for me a couple years ago. 3 years, really cheap contract. I'm fine with that. Ryan Boswell. I honestly just picked a different running back in this previous draft, so you can walk. Brandon Brackett would not be bad depth, but I can't negotiate with him right now. Moss would not be bad depth either, but really, middle linebacker 3s don't do anything. He's already 25, and he doesn't want to be here. Ramondre Stevenson, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson. And also, I have Ramondre Stevenson as a second-string halfback, so I don't really re-sign Boswell. But let's move in to the playoffs. Here we are once again with another first round bye with Colombo, baby. 91 overall, coming off a win to the Commanders. So there's your sneak peek. We beat the Commanders. There you go. If you were salty about me skipping the midseason mark one. Colombo doing pretty great. But is it better than Toby Summers? 14th best offense, 4th best defense. How is this the 14th best offense? 35 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, an amazing ratio. 106 pass rating. CCC, Ryan Hansen, 120 pass rating. We're just going to have to bench Colombo. Hansen's the guy. Better completion percentage. See, 1 touchdown to 0 interceptions. Notice how he has none. That's a 100% ratio right there. 75%. Like, he's just better. Obviously, I'm kidding. Emmett Colombo, great season. Let's see what we got for the Packers. No, not Panthers. Justin Herbert's on the Panthers? Aha! Screw you, Toby Summers. Only 96 pass rating this time. Way more interceptions than us. Way less touchdowns. Less yards. Screw you, Toby Summers. Let's go. Like the hee-hee-ha from Clash Royale. Tony Pollard, ugh. I might not re-sign you now. 3.9 per carry. 6 touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson had more touchdowns than you. Ugh. That's not good. I don't like that. Receiving-wise, Brandon, dude, why is he so good? He's so damn old, and he's like 81 overall. Okay, 100 receptions, almost 1,400 yards, 1 yard shy, 7 touchdowns. He's my leading receiver, so I'm going to have to re-sign him. Schoonmaker, 109 receptions. By the way, his last name just screws my brain. Schoonmaker, bro. 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. CD's nuts. CD Lamb, 8 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Patrick Bartow, 872, 8 touchdowns. Defensively, Quay Walker, 102 tackles for a loss, 14 for Micah Parsons, 29 sacks. He doesn't need DeMarcus Lawrence. He can just do it himself. I'm just not even surprised at this point. It's like his lowest amount of sacks throughout this entire rebuild was 20. It was just a normal day. It was a down year for him whenever he had 20 sacks. Interceptions, 3 for Quay Walker. Safeties on the team, 1 for Bobby Bradshaw. Safeties, 0. I'm not even going to look at the NFL records. Micah Parsons is just going to own the entire sack record by the end of this. Let's see what we got for the divisional round. Probably going to be the Commanders. And it is going to be the Justin Herbert Panthers. It is a 91 overall team versus an 88 overall team. Wouldn't be too surprised if we lost this, but it's still a good team either way. And we lost 28-20. Anytime I say that, we lose. But let's move in to the offseason. And the Saints, with their new quarterback, Kevin Tate, wins the Super Bowl MVP, 31-21 against the Bengals. Josh Allen wins another league MVP. Chase Young wins Defensive Player of the Year. Chase Young had more than 29 sacks? I gotta see this. No. No way. If Chase Young is getting more than 29 sacks, bro, this is ridiculous, bro. This should not be allowed. He had 30 sacks. Okay. Okay, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but maybe I'm going to move on from Tony Pollard. 3.9 per carry is not good, not even 1,000 yards. Yes, I understand he had split carries. I picked up Thurston in a second-round pick. I had 2 second-round picks in the previous season, so I'm probably going to let Ramondre and Boswell go. CD Lamb's a 99, but somehow isn't an X Factor. Brandon Cooks, I feel like I should just give him X Factor. He's so good for no reason. Defensively, what do we have? Micah Parsons plays both defensive ends. He'll just teleport to each side and sack you along with Chase Young. I just trade for Chase Young just to break the game. Let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC East, Darius Slay and Ronnie Stanley retiring. It sucks, dude. Both of our superstar left tackles have retired within a 6-year time span. Tony Pollard, you had 3.9 per carry. I'm not going to re-sign you. If there is a better running back in free agency, I'll get them. But if there isn't, I'll just try to go after you. Why don't you want to play for us? Team has okay. I guess our QB that won us the Super Bowl last year isn't considered a franchise QB. Sure, Tony Pollard. Brandon Cooks wants to stay. Warm weather state, historic champs, no state income tax. See, you got the right mind. Another 1-year deal. How about that? Dude's just living on the edge right now. Brian Boswell. Brendan Brackett's not bad to have. 3 years, stupid, cheap contract. Why do you want to go to free agency? You have max interest, and I gave you more years. Oh, whatever. Okay, sure. Why not? I guess screw me, right? 5 years, stupid, cheap for a punter. I won't really have to pay one again for the rest of the rebuild, actually. Jameis Winston as a mentor I don't need. And let's move in to free agency. After free agency, I wasn't able to get Tony Pollard back. There's too many teams offered, and he just didn't want to play. So I got our new left tackle, Zach Hendricks, who's 26, so hopefully he won't retire for the rest of the rebuild. Highly doubt he will. 31-year-old L'Jarius Sneed, 85 overall, star dev, signed him on a 2-year deal. So anyways, I'm going to see if I can get a new running back in the draft. If there isn't one that I like, then I'm probably just going to trade for one. In the first round, I'm picking up a projected second-round pick, halfback. The other first-round picks didn't look nearly as good. 5'11", 222, Utah State. We got a Mormon on the team. You already know he's finna bless us. 89 speed, 93 acceleration. Being 89 speed with 93 acceleration as a power back and 222 at 5'11". Bro, I'm 5'11 and I weigh 175 pounds. How did you get up to 222? Bro's a bowling ball. Hidden development and skills. A break tackle, A carrying, B ball carrier vision, B trucking. B trucking at 5'11 is crazy, but he's going to be the new running back. And in the second round, I'm picking up defensive tackle Kendron Terrell out of Clemson. 86 strength, 82 jumping. Hidden dev, 6'5", almost 300 pounds. A power moves, A play rec, B awareness, B pursuit. He honestly looks more like a first-round pick, but he's great. We got him in the late second round. Now, this is the team going to the next season. Swardson's already a 77. Hell yeah. Thurston I picked up in the previous season, and he didn't have a dev. So Swardson's going to start. Maybe he is better than star dev. That'd be sick. And I'm also going to start him at every other. Even if he's a 57th third down linebacker, I don't care. Terrell is a 74 rush defensive tackle. I still need to replace DeMarcus Lawrence. I just keep forgetting about it. Yeah, Terrell is just going to be the second to Mozzie Smith. Isn't Mozzie Smith almost 30 now? He's 27. Okay. He's a lot younger than I thought he would be. And L'Jarius Sneed as a DB3, honestly. Oh, is that B Cherry? Is that Buster Cherry? Ah! I'm going to do it for the memes. I don't care. Legally changing his first name to Buster. He's gonna be the son of me. In every one of my franchises, my coach is always Buster Cherry. He's gonna be my son, even though I'm white. We're just gonna act like it doesn't matter. Buster Cherry. He's gonna be here for the memes for all of eternity. Matter of fact, Buster Cherry, he's gonna stay here forever. I'm not gonna let him leave at all. Out of North Dakota State, a man that you will never see. 7-year, 1 year. You know, you're cheating. You're cheating. It's a meme. He's a 5th string defensive back. What is he gonna do? Leave him alone. Buster Cherry's gonna stay here forever. You're cheating. This isn't realistic. He's 5th string. He won't do anything. It's for the memes. Anyways, let's move into the midseason mark. Here we are, 4-2, second in the division. The Commanders are 4-3. Once again, we have a midseason battle that determines who gets the second place in the division. Once again, I'm not going to show you who wins. No, I will this time. Giants are 6-0 top of the division, so they're probably going to take it here as they're suddenly dominating. I don't really need to scout receiver. I guess linebacker wouldn't be too bad. I already have so many DBs. Like, we're good. I have young safeties as well, with Shelby being a superstar and the other strong safety who I forgot his name. But players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. And also that DB Buster Cherry, if he does get to be like an 80 overall star dev, I'll remove his contract. Shaquille Shelby, I want 6 years. I want him back on the team for the rest of the rebuild. He resigns. Brandon Cooks, just come back. I know you're going to do good. Just come back for another year. Juan Smith, defensive tackle. Honestly, good depth. Not bad. Sure. Why not? Glenn Pierce, you only have normal dev as an O lineman, which isn't good. Devon Ward, he wants a franchise QB. Maybe that will change by the end of the season, so I'm going to hold off on that. It's like, why does he still not have the franchise QB tag? He's like an 84 overall. He's leading us to the playoffs back-to-back seasons. Let's see what we got against the Washington Commanders to see if we secure the second in the division spot. We already have it, but let's see if we can hold on to it. We do not, as we move to third in the division with a 90 overall team. 6-1 Giants. I'm actually going to play this. I want to see this, if we can beat the Giants, because they just lost their previous week, their first game of the year, and we lose to them. 4-4. Let's move into the playoffs. Okay, Colombo. What's popping, bro? Is it the running back, maybe? I mean, we're just bad everywhere. Is Colombo a problem now? Colombo, what happened? 31st best offense. Having a running back in simulation is huge. 14th best defense. Maybe I switch up the playbooks. 28 touchdowns to 10 interceptions isn't horrible. It just needs more touchdowns. 94 pass rating, 4,300 yards. No, please don't tell me. I mean, 17, okay, 96 pass rating. I guess Toby Summers isn't as good or bad necessarily. It's a real face-off here. We'll see at the end of the season. Jesse Swardson, I want to move on and just trade. I know it seems crazy just to move on automatically, but just trading for a running back that's already an 85 is immediately overpowered. But 12 touchdowns is nice. 3.9, he needs to get that up. 1,000 yards. He's only 77 and a rookie. I can't expect too much. CeeDee's nuts. CeeDee Lamb, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks, starting to go down. His first season I've seen with him without 1,000 yards, but still, I would give him another contract. Schoonmaker's going down as well. Probably going to switch into the Buffalo offense now that we don't really have a running back to hand off to that often. That's at least like an 85 overall. Quay Walker, 123 tackles. Mozzie Smith, 19 tackles for a loss. Sacks, 33.5 for Micah Parsons. 11.5 for Mozzie Smith is great. First double-digit sack season for him. Trayvon Diggs with 3 interceptions. Safeties on team, 0. Defensive touchdowns on team is 0. I don't know if I've seen the team with a defensive touchdown yet. Probably delusional and definitely have, but we're going to see what we got here. Did he get superstar? No, he only a star, which kind of blows, but we're just gonna roll with it. I probably shouldn't have re-signed Brandon Cooks because my other rookies probably want a chance, but we're just going to keep moving on. I'm going to need to draft a defensive tackle, and I'm going to move into the Buffalo playbook here and see what we can do from there. So I think Buffalo is just better. It doesn't target the tight end. It doesn't hand off the ball as much, but it targets your receivers a lot more, which is what I need to get more involved since I don't really have that much in terms of a running back right now. He's only an 80, but let's move into the offseason. So this was the first season that we actually didn't make the playoffs in the entire video, but the Steelers beat the Commanders in the Super Bowl. Jordan Fuller wins the Super Bowl MVP with the Steelers. He must be so old by now. Mason Barton wins another QB league MVP. I guess the Buccaneers get so many league MVP QBs, and they're just throwing them to the side every time and just drafting new ones. Micah Parsons, no surprise, wins Defensive Player of the Year. I want to see, I think we already saw, no, we didn't see the team upgrades past the Super Bowl, but let's see what we got here for the team upgrades. Offensively, we look the same. Defensively, Schoonmaker's also a 92 overall. Mozzie Smith gets Superstar, and Terrell gets Superstar as well, which is awesome. Awesome to see that. L'Jarius Sneed is down to an 82 already. Good thing his contract only has 1 more year left, but let's move into the re-signings. With the 2028 retirements, Jonathan Allen, Leonard Williams, and Brandon Cooks finally retires. Okay, good, because I actually have 2 young receivers behind him that actually kind of need to play. And the rest of these guys, Devin Ward still doesn't think we have a franchise QB, so even though it's still like very, okay, I guess never mind. Screw my explanation, Devin Ward. Screw you too. I'm not going to pay you $19 million to be a depth outside linebacker. $75 million to spend. I want to see if there's an X factor running back in free agency because it's huge for simulation. Here we are after free agency. I got Joe Tyron at left outside, well, technically right outside linebacker. Moved him down to defensive end. And I got Jalen Fairley to replace left outside linebacker Clark. He's 29, so he's getting old, but Fairley is 25, 86, high interest. Of course, I wanted to sign him and improve on that position. So Clark, Damone Clark, or whatever his name is going to be depth for us. And there wasn't any really good running backs in there, so let's move into the draft. In the first round, on pick number 9, I'm picking up wide receiver Jeff Samuel out of North Carolina. 93 speed, 89 acceleration, 6'3", 221 with 93 speed is great. Hidden dev, he's going to be my new receiver too with a catch in traffic and a spectacular catch. In the second round, I'm picking up defensive back Isaiah Betty out of BYU. 91 speed, 90 acceleration, 6'3", 186. Hidden dev, B catching, B press. He's a pretty good pick. This is the team going into, what, the 8th season? Colombo's an 86. Swardson's already up to an 82. Samuel's a 74. I'm going to make him receiver number 2. Ross is going to be receiver number 4. We got nice depth at receiver. Samuel's going to be slot as well, just so that way he can get more reps in. Clyde Ross is already 26. Damn, he was a 23-year-old rookie. That's quite old. Swardson's still going to get all the reps in. Defensively, Terrell is going to move up as well. Betty is going to move up to DB3 over L'Jarius Sneed, who I'm not going to re-sign. Yeah, I'm going to move him up to the slot as well so he can get more reps in. And yeah, Buster Cherry has moved down the depth chart so fast after I put Betty there. Maybe he's down there somewhere, but he's not even relevant. And yeah, team is looking amazing once again. 91 overall team. It's up to Colombo to put up the numbers. We switched. I want to make sure we actually did switch into the Buffalo playbook because that is huge for his success with the receivers that we have. It doesn't really involve the tight end that much, but since we don't really have the running back getting involved that much, I want to make sure that we are in the Buffalo playbook, which we are. So anyways, let's move in to the 2029 midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 6-1, top of the division. Okay, complete turnaround from the previous season. That playbook changed. was definitely needed. What do we scout now? The team is so unbelievably stacked. I just don't need, like, anything. What player is getting old? Micah Parsons is honestly fine. Like, DeMarcus Lawrence lasted till he was, like, 35, and I think Micah Parsons is, like, 22 in real life. Man, I don't know. We just drafted a DB in the second round who was not bad. Damn. I guess running back, I guess? Sure. It's not really a strength of the class. We already have so much depth at DB. Our lowest DB is like a 77. Our fifth string DB is 77, other than our rookie. Colombo doesn't want to play? He doesn't like our scheme? I'll just pay him extra. I'm not going to change my scheme. He resigns. What? Okay. $30 million a year, a lot cheaper than Dak. Zach Martin's 38 and he's still playing. He's an 86 superstar, 2-year deal again. I'm cool with it. Daniel Moran, if he doesn't want to be here, I'll still give him extra money and longer extension, so he resigns. L'Jarius Sneed, I just don't need you anymore. Patrick Bartow, the receiver, stupid cheap deal, 5 years for sure. I'll resign that. J.R. Hatchett, I don't need that DB. Clyde Ross, already 26, about to be 27. Don't need him. $21 million after paying our quarterback. I thought Colombo was going to be a lot more expensive. Let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, 12-5, top the division, here to face the Justin Herbert, 85 overall, 9-8 Carolina Panthers. That was a really long explanation. You know what I mean. Coming off a win to the Buffalo Bills, 28-3. Cover your ears, Falcons fans. Stats and awards, Emmett Colombo did amazing. Let's see what we got for MVP. Colombo third. Oh, where is he? No, Toby Summers. Screw you, Toby Summers. Second best offense. Me and all my homies hate Toby Summers. Comment down below. Comment down below. We hate Toby Summers if you made it this far in the video. Me and all my homies hate him. 36 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I thought that was pass rating for a second. I was like, that's impossible. 102 pass rating, 5,300 passing yards. Where is he? Always got to compare. That's right. Less yards, 5 less touchdowns, 5 more interceptions, way worse pass rating. Screw you, Toby Summers. We better. I chose the better guy, and you were picked before him. Swardson, 18 touchdowns is great. 3.8 still sucks, but 1,100 yards. He's really getting there. He's getting a lot better. Receiving-wise, CeeDee Lamb, 106 receptions, almost 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns. Probably his best season yet with us. Jeff Samuel, the rookie, 12 touchdowns, 1,400 yards, 106 receptions. I mean, he actually did the exact same thing, literally in every stat except touchdowns. 106 receptions, same yards, same average game. Literally 2 more touchdowns. Why is he not at the top? But, yeah, he's probably going to get superstar now at least. Quay Walker, 122 tackles for a loss, 27 for Micah Parsons. You know what? He's going to be our defensive tackle, too. Mozzie Smith won't even get the run stuffers now. Yeah, sure. Just take all the run stuffing, stuff the gap, stuff the quarterback. Joe Tyron, 12.5 sacks, not putting up nearly what DeMarcus Lawrence did. Honestly, old-ass DeMarcus Lawrence would probably still be better than Joe Tyron right now. Derek Stingley, 5 interceptions. Safeties on team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Kari Truman. Or Turman, I don't know. I didn't read his name. Whatever. Here we are against the Carolina Panthers. Finally back in the playoffs. Not really finally. We only had 1 year without the playoffs. Kind of how Patriots fans feel. Patriots fans are like, oh, we don't have Tom Brady anymore. Fire Bill Belichick. Hurrah! It's not like we just had the best dynasty of all time. Then they start throwing a fit. But anyways, 27-20 against the Panthers. Here to face the 12-5 division rivals, the New York Giants. Not going to say I can see us losing because then we'll lose. Never mind. It happens regardless. Anyways, let's move into the offseason. And the Giants beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The new Giants QB, Johnny Reagan, wins the Super Bowl MVP. And the Chargers got a new QB, TJ Chapman or Chappian, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce names. You guys know this. Micah Parsons, once again, wins Defensive Player of the Year. He's going to have so many stats, dude. It's going to be ridiculous. Colombo has only won us and only appeared in 1 Super Bowl so far, which isn't bad. But he has Superstar now. And Samuel has Superstar as well, which is awesome to see. So the team is really shaping up nicely now. A lot better. Even the old players are getting replaced quickly, and we're still able to replace them quickly and just rotate through all of our players. I don't really want anyone else to sign, but let's see what we have for the re-sign players. At the end of the first round, I'm picking up another running back, RJ Overeem, out of USC, 94 speed, 5'10", elusive back, 201, 91 acceleration, hidden dev. Great stats across the board. I don't need anyone. I'm just picking up depth, really. Yes, I'm picking up depth players in the first round. That's how stacked our team is. Now, this is the team going into the 9th season. Looks like the AI picked up this tight end named Man, or is he a fullback? And then he can play tight end. He's a tight end. That's a 78 overall fullback. Maybe I just moved him to fullback. He's also a 66 overall receiver. Overheem's a 75. Looks like they also picked up a 73 overall other halfback out of Kansas, who is also a hidden dev. So much depth at running back now, which is awesome to see. I'm going to move Samuel to wide receiver 2. I feel bad for Bartow. He was on the bench for so long. He was like he was a 3rd round pick, I remember. And he was on the bench for so long because of Brandon Cooks. Colombo has superstar dev, of course, so that's great. And Edward, I did not choose him. The AI did, but sure. Smith has not been a bad selection for us. I'm pretty sure he was a 2nd round pick, maybe a late 1st round pick for us. Buster Cherry's a 4th string. Just to not piss people off, I'm moving down to 5th string because I did sign him on a long-term contract. I didn't even sign him. I just adjusted to him to a long-term contract for the meme. But Terrell, he's going to move up there. Honestly, Overheem, I'm going to move there. Yeah, team looks great moving into the 9th season. Hopefully Colombo can get us another Super Bowl win because I'm pretty sure we have 3 Super Bowl wins right now. But let's move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Seattle Seahawks, 4-3, 2nd in the division, still contested division. Everyone in this division really has a chance of making the playoffs here. But, man, again, I don't know what I want. Just so stacked. We're going to scouting national focus to the wide receiver. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we have here. We are going to have CeeDee Lamb. Made it all the way through the rebuild. Sure, another 3-year deal. We're only going to be here for another year. Trayvon Diggs. Sure, I'll do a 2-year rebuild for 2-year, not rebuild. Just not 2-year exclusive rebuild for Trayvon Diggs. 2-year deal. Schoonmaker. Can't believe he's already 32. He was so young. They grow up so fast in a span of a 1-hour video. Technically a 3-hour video for me. You guys only get a 1 hour. So if you made it this far, make sure you let me know and show your support. But anyways, Quay Walker. God, that sounds like such a corny-ass YouTuber thing to say. But Quay Walker, another 3 years. Again, I can find a better fit in free agency. Screw you. Derek Stingley, 3-year deal as well. Just going to pass these out. 3-year deals like they're nothing. Joe Tyron. Honestly, I won't be able to develop anyone quicker. So he wants to be close to home. I don't care. I'll sign you away from that. Brandon Clifford. You can finally leave. He's only 27. I really thought he was going to be older by now. Guess not. Zach Thurston, waste of a 2nd round pick because I have all these other guys just above you that are already star devs or better at least. Brandon Clifford, I won't need him anymore. Quay Walker, I'll re-sign later. But anyways, let's see if we can make the playoffs and move into the 9th season for the playoffs. And here we are in the playoffs, 11-6 top of the division, here to face the 10-7 Giants, who have honestly put up pretty good games against us. Coming off a 24-21 loss to the Buccaneers, they have godly offensive playbooks. Stats and awards, oh yes sir, please show it to me. Yeah! Colombo, baby! Let's go! Screw you, Mac Jones. Oh, where is he? Toby Summers? Are you MVP? Huh? No, you're not. I mean, you're a 95. Damn, he's a 95? I mean, we're a 92, but how do you get to a 95 quicker than us? Did he get up to a superstar at some point? What do you do? Can I view player card? Yeah, he's a superstar. That is quite unfortunate for us. But hey, he still had he had a very good season actually, Toby Summers. But it doesn't matter because did he win a league MVP yet? No. We actually had more interceptions than him, just way more yards and 3 more touchdowns, and honestly a little bit less passer rating. So hey, we won it though. Rushing wise, Swardson 3.7 per game. He's putting up these touchdowns, but he's not putting up the yards, which is annoying. Really annoying. Receiving wise, Jeff Samuel, 100 receptions, 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns. That's X factor. I don't care what anyone says. 100 receptions, 1,500 yards. Even though it's not double-digit touchdowns, it's almost there. CeeDee Lamb also deserves it. 1,300 yards, 106 receptions, 12 touchdowns. They both should get X factor. Bartow, pretty good season other than the only 3 touchdowns. Schoonmaker, 9 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. Defensively, Quay Walker, 104 tackles for a loss, 21 for Micah Parsons. I'm not even like shocked or surprised. Like 35 sacks. But I gotta see the records for this. Joe Tyron, 13.5, which is still a good season. Great season, actually. Fairley with 2 interceptions, safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns is 1 for Buster Cherry. Let's go, baby. But, defensive sacks. Like Micah Parsons, Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons. How is this fair? The first 4 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, is just owned by Micah Parsons. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So out of the 10 spots, out of the top 10, he owns 10 of the spots. If you're going to make a top 3 list of the best edge rushers in the NFL, the top 3 is going to be Micah Parsons, and Micah Parsons. Oh, what about Lawrence Taylor? Won't even compete. 36 dude's averaging over 30 sacks a season. Won't compete in the same league. It won't matter. Let's see if we can beat the New York Giants to move on to the divisional round in the 9th season. And we do not. Damn, they're working us, dude. 34-31. Let's move into the offseason. And the Buccaneers beat the Jets in the Super Bowl. Mason Barton wins the Super Bowl MVP. Emmett Colombo wins the league MVP, baby. Michael Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. And Colombo should get X Factor now. And he's not even higher overall than Summers. But it doesn't matter. Toby Summers can sit down because Colombo is going to go up to a 78, not a 78, a 97 overall. I'm moronic. 94 overall without the boost. He's going to have Omaha. He doesn't have the Peyton Manning forehead, but we'll get there. We'll get there, boys. Overheem has Superstar. Would have been nice to get him a lot earlier. Cook has Star. Like, CeeDee Lamb, he's been a 99 for so long, and he's done so good for us. He's 33. I'm giving him X Factor. If you want to cry in the comments, I don't care. He had 106 receptions, great season, double-digit touchdowns. And Samuel has had some of the best campaign I've seen. 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns, 100 receptions. He's getting X Factor as well. If you want to cry, oh, you're cheating. It's the 10th and final season. Zach Martin would never think I would see the day where he drops down to an 82. But we're probably going to try to keep him if he doesn't retire. And yeah, the team looks good. I'm probably going to honestly trade for a running back. Swartson's just not putting up the average. Let's get to the re-signings. In the NFC East, Montez Sweat retires after 12 years. I would have honestly thought he retired a lot sooner than this, but I guess I'm overestimating things. Quay Walker, just going to give him very player-friendly deal. It's the final season. I want to get these guys back on the team. Sure, I'll honestly maintain Clifford. Want to have the same team. Still a great team other than you. I don't need you. Everyone else here can walk. I'm going to see if there's a great running back in free agency. If there isn't, I'm honestly just going to trade for one. Oh, and would you look at that? How convenient. 98 overall X Factor Breece Hall in free agency. Speaking of which, I don't think we've ever even made it to the conference championship whenever we didn't have Tony Pollard. So this just goes to show you how important running backs are in simulation. See, we have the number 1 points per game, number 1 offensive passing game, but that rushing game is bad. But let's move into the final draft. In the first round, I'm picking up depth at defensive end. Lindsey Barton, normal dev. I don't care. It's the final season. He has great athleticism, A's and B's across the board. He looks pretty good. It doesn't really matter if he has normal dev because it's the 10th and final season. Here we are moving into the 10th and final season. Look at all these X factors. I can't tell you the amount of importance it is to have a great running back who's at least an 85 overall or above. You want him to be like 90 superstar because as soon as we lost Tony Pollard, we haven't even appeared in conference championships since then. So super important to do that. Gonna move my superstar back up, of course. Apparently the AI picked up this guy named Clark. Don't really care. Team's amazing. 94 overall team. Should be no excuse for us not to win the Super Bowl here. We've had a 93 plus overall since the start of the video. Well, not since the start, for like the past 3 years. But anyways, 10th and final season. Let's move into the playoffs. Here we are once again, 15-2, top of the division. Emphasizing the X Factor running back is huge for your team. Yes, I'm going to keep talking about it. 94 overall team. Technically being 95. If you take 96 plus 94 divided by 2 is 95. But sure game. We're gonna go with that. Emmett Colombo, baby. Doing pretty good. First best offense in the NFL, second best defense. We always got to compare him. 33 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 101 pass rating. Maybe the other guy did better, honestly. Let's see. Debatable. I don't know. Way more interceptions. 7 more touchdowns, and did we have more or less yards there? We had more yards, but he had a better pass rating. So let me know down in the comments below who's better, Toby Summers or Emmett Colombo, baby. Brees Hall, oh my god, almost 1,600 yards, 5.2 per carry, 24 touchdowns. I wish I just traded for him earlier, only 2 fumbles. Receiving wise, CeeDee Lamb, 107 receptions, 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Jeff Samuel, 8 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, 104 receptions. Will Shelton, Schoonmaker really fell off. Defensively, Quay Walker, I mean, we did switch to a playbook that doesn't really involve him that much, but Quay Walker, 110 tackles for a loss, 16 for Joe Tyron, sacks, 28 for Micah Parsons. His worst season was 20 sacks. Keep that in mind. 20 sacks was his down year. Joe Tyron, honestly, I looked at 28 sacks and I was like, oh, that can't be right, because he's been averaging like 35 or 34 in like the 30s for the past 3 seasons. Joe Tyron with 17 sacks, interceptions, 4 for Trayvon Diggs, safeties on the team, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. I'll look at the Hall of Famers at the end of this video. I know a lot of people want to see that. So let's see who we're going to be playing in the divisional round. Please don't let it be the Giants. The Giants and the Niners screw us badly. Okay, it's the Saints. We're in 94 and they're in 88. Dude, come on. We're 6 overalls higher. We're top of the division, 15-2. God, bro, that's so lame. It's still a successful rebuild. We won 3 Super Bowls. All 3 of them were with Dak Prescott. Colombo was starting in the 3rd Super Bowl. Dak Prescott was at the bench. So Dak Prescott got out with 3 Super Bowl rings. Good for him. That was so lame how he just lost there in the divisional. 15-2, probably the best team. 94 overall before, 92 now in the offseason without the morale boost and stuff. The Ravens beat the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson stays with the Ravens, surprisingly. Wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP. Micah Parsons wins another Defensive Player of the Year. Dude, he has to be the best Hall of Famer of all time, like the best player of all time. I don't think there should be a debate in this. Not head coach. Yeah, he is the best. He is the best player of all time, including quarterbacks. Nick Bosa's there with him. Like, Nick Bosa's not really with him there. Micah Parsons has 11,000 more legacy points, and he's still going. He's not retired yet. 3 Super Bowls, 3-time conference championship, 26 yearly awards, and most of those are Defensive Players of the Year. Josh Jacobs up there. Now it's time to see Toby Summers, baby. Dak Prescott being the 8th best QB. I 100% boosted those stats. Yeah, it's not going to happen in real life. Sorry, Cowboys fans. But he went to Hall of Fame, so you can be happy, Cowboys fans. Dak Prescott, Hall of Fame, 3 Super Bowls, 3-time conference champion, 3 yearly awards. I think 2 of those he had a Super Bowl MVP too. Colombo, 16th best QB all time in legacy score. Where's Summers? Summers is 24th. Let's go! Colombo's better. Confirmed. Confirmed, baby. Anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. Please hit that like down below, bro. Oh my god. My neck hurts so bad. Doing this in one sitting is killer. Anyways, guys, apart from that, let me know which team you want me to rebuild next. I want to find our overlook of this team here. And yeah, make sure you like and or subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your dog. I don't care. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.